If you haven't realized, I love old video games. I mean, it's not like I have an entire show where I talk about those games, and I'm not the only one. A huge part of the internet loves these old games. They have amazing challenge, unlike modern games, and they seem to be a little more rewarding when you beat them.
Ha! I won!
One of the best examples is Castlevania. This series has great challenge in gameplay, fantastic music, a lot of enemies that make you curse at your TV. Now the sad thing is that the series is kind of dead in the water right now, with only a TV show and a mobile game in Japan. Well, there is one thing that has come out in between these dark years. Bloodstained, Curse of the Moon is a spiritual successor to Castlevania, more specifically Castlevania 3. The graphics are nearly identical, and the music is very much inspired by the phenomenal score in 3. The game starts off just like any Castlevania game, but to be more specific, 3, with the main character getting ready to start their journey in a well-made cutscene that lasts only a few seconds. Then you actually start the game. For just the beginning of the game, it starts off with a bang, tons of enemies, lamps, and stairs to go around. And the main thing that they did perfect was the control of Zangetsu and all the other characters. Every time you strike an enemy or a lantern, it really makes you feel like Batman! But it actually feels like you're striking at something with force. Now let's look at our band of merry men and one woman. Who will you spend most of the game with? I mean, unless you take the 2 other routes, but we'll get to those later. Zangetsu is the main one you start the game off with. He uses a sword and 2 sub-weapons. A whip that can go in 2 directions, left up and right up, and a card, I think, that makes a black hole appear. Miriam takes the role of the standard Belmont, as she uses a whip and her sub-weapons are a throwing dagger, scythes, 3 spikes that you throw, and an axe that does a shit ton of damage. Alfred takes the place of Sypho with a short attack but powerful magic spells, like an icicle that can freeze enemies, which can lead to a one-hit KO, a fire wheel which protects the players from any oncoming Logangers and Jake Paulers, the clone spell, which clones you so you can attack any enemy from far away, just like a pussy. And the god of all spells, which I will call the Hate Deflector. This spell will deflect any hater and proceed to beat the everlasting shit out of them. Now for the last character, Jabel, who very obviously takes the role of Alucard. His only attack is shooting 3 bats in an upward angle, and he has no sub-weapon. But when you attack the sub-weapon lanterns with Jabel, it always gives you a big magic potion. So if all your characters have the sub-weapons you want them to have, just use Jabel to destroy those lanterns. He can also turn into a bat. That can come in handy at some point. Okay, the characters are out of the way. So let's get into the story. Oh wait, the game barely has any story. I mean, it does have a story, but very little of it. So, what can I get from the opening text is that Zangetsu has the Curse of the Moon, and he has to destroy the source of the chaos that's been going on to get rid of the curse? Pretty basic plot. Well, guess what, fucko? Unlike the original Castlevania and Castlevania 3, after beating the game, you just don't do the second quest. There's actually another part of the story. But first I have to go through the first part's ending. Okay. After you beat the final boss, Zangetsu protects the rest of the group by grabbing a giant ball of energy. Miriam, Alfred, and Jabel get out alive, but Zangetsu doesn't. And they know that something is up, because all the monsters are still terrorizing the land. So in the second part of the game, you have to go through each stage again, but they're just harder, with the 3 characters that survived. But the last stage has changed. How, you may ask? Well, after the Bat Barrage, you enter this room with 3 doors and begin 3 trials, which are just little mini stages where you go through with one character and use their set abilities to beat a stronger enemy at the end. I'm not done yet. And then the ending boss battle begins. The twist is that you have to fight Zangetsu, but he's possessed, so you have to try and save him. The only character you play as is Miriam, as Zangetsu stuns Alfred and Jabel. But they do come to help you, as Alfred stops a beam that Zangetsu shoots at you, and Jabel turns into a group of bats that you stand on to whip Zangetsu into submission. After that, Zangetsu grows huge and you have to protect Alfred as he is trying to perform a spell. But once he's done, you don't save Zangetsu, you murder him. Wow, you took away his life as fast as YouTube took away PewDiePie's YouTube Red Show. And with that, more text says that you weren't able to save him, but that his soul was in a better place. Which, it might just be because after the credits, Zangetsu wakes up in what looks to be the mighty Gunvolt city.
Shut the hell up, bitch. Go kill yourself. Go sit in the middle of the road and let a car run over you.
I played Bloodstained 3 times in total. The first time was just playing the first part of the story, my second playthrough was the second part of the story, and my third playthrough was me going through and killing everyone instead of adding them to my team. Killing them will give you different abilities, like the double jump, crescent moon, sword swipe, and the run. Now this mode, may I tell you, is fucking hard. Not only do you have to go through every stage just with Zangetsu, that will most likely kick your ass. I mean, this mode took me the longest to beat because the difficulty has turned up so much. To sum it up, it was challenging to say the least. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is hard, like, really hard. Not impossible, but it's hard. The game purposely has certain aspects put into it, like the fact that you can't control your jump. So you can easily jump over a platform and die, but that's if you don't plan your jump carefully. There's also the aspect that when you get hit, you jump back, which can easily make you fall down pits. These flaws, if you want to call them, were in the original Castlevania and 3, so they're not all that out of place. Besides the difficulty, the bosses look amazing. They're gigantic, taking up either half of the screen or most of it. They have a very easy patterns to notice, but it's very easy to mess up when attacking. One thing to point out with the bosses is that they have no health bars, which may be the only thing that the game is missing. But it really does nothing to ruin anything. Bloodstained Curse of the Moon is a great game. A great retro-style game, and a great spiritual successor to Castlevania just in general. The game does many things right, like the music and boss battles, even the little things like not being able to control your jump, and falling back after getting hit. Frankly, I hope they make more Bloodstained games in the future. They've already made another game, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night, which is said to be released sometime in 2019. And it's a Metroidvania game where you play as Miriam, so there is some connection between these games. I can't wait for that game, but I do want more after Ritual of the Night. Say maybe a 16-bit Bloodstained game, or maybe another Metroidvania game but in 32-bit graphics. Oh yeah, and Konami, bring back Castlevania, or I swear to God, I will game end your entire fucking staff! Whoa, hold it there. Before you click off the video and go watch Commentary Corner, because I all know you love those videos, I just want to say, do you like these game reviews? Did you like this one in general? I just want to know. Leave a comment down below, because I want to make more of these, but I do want a response to them, and if the response isn't that good, then they're not going to be made. This one took a bit to make, probably because I'm really lazy, and I like making Commentary Corner videos, as you can see by most of my channel. But if you did like this video, and you do like the new show idea of just actually reviewing games, then just leave a comment down below and I will read every single one of them, because I don't get many.